is enough said.
Happy Friday, Heat Nation. Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. We got the weekend on the horizon, so let's go ahead and show that positivity by smashing the like button. Do not forget to subscribe, and together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Let me move this real quick. Now, I want to take a moment to say thank you to all you guys. Today is your boy's birthday. I woke up to some beautiful message, some great positivity. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate y'all. You're the real MVPs. But we're going to talk about Miami Heat basketball today. Now, look, the Miami Heat do have another game tonight. It's against the Denver Nuggets. So, F us, right? We haven't really done that well against winning teams this season. Denver's 5-3. But I'll say this. If there's one thing about this Miami Heat roster that we all know, but they can also be incredibly infuriating sometimes, is when you're ready to count this team out and say, okay, I've accepted. We're mid. This isn't the year. Whenever we do that stuff, the Miami Heat seem to go the other way. They seem to remind you who they are. Hopefully tonight is one of those games. But if you lose today, you guys, then it's kind of the writing on the wall that this may not be the team. You're 3-4. The only teams that you've defeated are sub 500 teams. Not really a good sign. It shows that you're a mid team. The question needs to be asked, you guys. Does a change need to be made? Not that, do we want to see the Miami Heat make a trade? Does a trade have to be done in order for this team to have a better season? Now, I'm going to give you guys some numbers on some players before we get to the topic at hand. Our big four, who we've talked about before the season: Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler. Man, I messed it up. Anyways, Bam, Jimmy, Tyler, Terry. You know the four. They've all done pretty good for the season. They've all played 7 games. They've all started. Tyler Hero averaging about 23 points a game, 4.5 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty average numbers that Tyler's been doing. A little bit better on the points end. Jimmy Butler averaging 18.1 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 1.7 steals. This is Jimmy. He did the same thing last year. He'll get back to the 21 points a game. Bam Adebayo's numbers, very disappointing. 14.9 points a game, 9 rebounds, 3.6 assists. Now, on the defensive end, much better. 2 steals a game, 1.4 blocks. If Bam keeps those numbers and increases his offense, he'll definitely be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. We know what Bam does. Terry Rozier, who started this year leading the Heat in scoring, has kind of crumbled. 14.7 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. You have Jaime Jaquez averaging 9.5 points off the bench. Nikola Jovic averaging 7.4 points starting. Pele Larson averaging 7 points a game coming off the bench. Duncan Robinson and Haywood Highsmith and Alec Burks averaging a little over 6 points a game. That's embarrassing for Duncan Robinson. I don't even want to get the Kel'el Ware stats. 3 points a game, 2 rebounds, 0.3 block shots a game for your first round draft pick. Embarrassing. So look, guys, this is something that we've known. This is something I said. I'm actually surprised that Tyler Hero's averaging over 20 points a game. I did say that this Miami Heat team with only one basketball, you're probably not going to see a player average 20 points a game. I think Tyler's numbers are fine. I think Jimmy's numbers, even though they're not where they're normally at, but for what the team is doing and the changes offensively, I think Jimmy Butler's averages are fine. Not maximum player number, but whatever. Fine. Bam Adebayo and Terry Rozier have been big disappointments this season. You know what? I don't want to say big disappointments because, Terry helps you other ways. Bam helps you other ways. But for the amount of money these guys are making, these numbers are trash. Now, I get it. 1 basketball, 4 players. You can't expect them all to average over 20 points a game. But a lot of these games these guys are playing are bad games. Bam and Terry have had consistent bad games. The only guy that's been really consistent from our big four is Tyler Hero. And as much flack as he was catching this offseason, Heat fans need to be proud of that. There's a few things to be proud of this season, but very few. I haven't seen anything about this team this year that tells me that we are title contenders. And I know people are going to be shocked to hear that because they look at Ernest as the positive guy, the guy that always sees the bright side for this team. But one thing I tell y'all, and one thing that I'm always straight to the hip about, I'll keep it real with this team. If I think they suck, I'll say they suck. This year, they've played like straight ass. The good news is it's only 7 games. But this is the same shit we said last year. Last year in the beginning of the season, the Heat weren't doing that good. And we were all riding high from that 2023 playoff run. So we all said the same thing. It'll be fine. We'll catch up. That's not the case this year. There was no Cinderella playoff run last year. There wasn't anything to tell you that this team can be a contending team. The only thing that we had, the only thing that was holding us back was a team that was not 100% healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier have all played the 7 games. I know the Heat haven't had Hawkes. I know the Heat haven't had Kevin Love. But no knock to those guys. These are not guys that are going to be the difference makers. Maybe Jaime Hawkes Jr., but let's be real. You're paying these 4 guys big money to be your leaders. And in these 7 games, going 3-4, losing to every team with a winning record, says trash so far. But I'm going to be optimistic and I'm going to hope for the best. One thing I will say, you guys, a change is most likely needed. Now, who you're going to trade, that's a huge situation. There's 3 guys that you can probably move. I don't think Bam will get traded. I don't even think Tyler may be traded with how he's been doing. I'm sure the Heat are very happy with what Tyler's been doing this season. But Terry Rozier and Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, have very tradable contracts. Jimmy Butler's on the last year of his season. Next year's a player option. Terry Rozier only has 2 more years left in his contract. Very user-friendly numbers. So these are tradable contracts. Will the Heat do it or not? That's the true question. We've talked about Giannis Antetokounmpo. We've talked about Damian Lillard. Milwaukee right now is 2-6. Are they going to blow it up? Are they going to make a change? I've said it before, you guys. I don't think Milwaukee's going to make a change during the season. They're a second apron team. So the trades that they can make during the season are completely restricted. My last video, I talked about all this, you guys, about the new NBA collective bargaining agreement restrictions. Milwaukee has very limited resources to make trades. So they may wait until the offseason to do that, where they have a little bit more flexibility. Unless Dame or Giannis ask out. That's going to be a different situation. Brian Windhorst was on pardon the interruption. There we go. PTI. And he said something that was very interesting. He says, I don't think right now there's any discussions about trading Giannis. I don't think Giannis wants that. I don't think the Bucks are looking for that. But if you're asking me whether I think that's something that could happen at some point on the horizon, yes. And many other people in the league think so also and are keeping an eye on that. End quote. So right there, you guys, it's something I've been saying. Milwaukee will most likely not make this trade until the offseason. But if they want to make that move in the offseason, best believe the Miami Heat are going to be knocking on their door. You can make a lot of trades. You can make a lot of options. Give Milwaukee options. You have young assets like Kel'el Ware, Jaime Hawkes, Nikola Jovic that Milwaukee can take. You have draft capitals. You have players that are going to be on an expiring contract like Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler if he opts in his final year. There's a lot of situations where the Miami Heat can actually become players. But remember, this Miami Heat team is also a first apron team. So they're not a second apron team like Milwaukee. So if they don't want to make a move with Milwaukee, if they want to contend for this year, the Heat can still make a move. Now, if you guys don't know about the restrictions and what the difference is of being a first and second apron team, go watch my video I posted yesterday. I talked all about that. But I want to hear from you, Heat Nation. What do you guys think? Do you think a trade must be done this year in order for this team to succeed? Or do you think that we're just relegated towards mediocrity? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, you guys, it's my birthday. Show some love on the Cash App. I'll leave it below. Really appreciate you guys that have already gifted me something. I love y'all. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said. Happy birthday to me, hey. Happy birthday to me, hey.